one swap to complete before I have my table cleared off of swaps. Then I can get myself involved in more, right? Right, but slowly. But I wanted to show you some of the swaps I received. Now these are what we call Deconstructed Art Journal Pages. And what it are just one page that you open up, and I'll show you as we go. And then we're in groups of 5, and then we make 5 and receive 5, and then we can construct our own art journal from them. I have 2 from the current swap that I'm in, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in return. The theme for this swap is sewing and fashion. Now, I received a package from Rosemary Morris. Rosemary hosts this group on Facebook, and she sent me, Rosemary does such beautiful art. I'll put a link to her channel in the description box below. I've opened the envelope, but I have not opened the page yet. So, as you can see I'm just going to show you the back of the envelope because the front has addresses. But she put a back of a pattern on there. I just love that. And she's given me so many ideas of how to construct the cover. And of course, look at this. You're seeing it for the first time as I am. She put a beautiful ribbon around it. I think I'm going to leave that bow tied. See if I can get it off. Just kind of slide it off maybe. And oh, look at this tissue paper. Oh, look at the tissue paper she put on there. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. You know, it's a beautiful bow. You know, we love getting these things, tissue paper, as part of the swap. Oh, look at this. Oh, she knows me. Oh, so the tissue paper says sunshine. Love conquers all. Dream, my heart forevermore. Yes, that will be going in the journal. Look at this. She did it on unpainted canvas, and she stitched. And there's a pattern front and back, and you open it up. Oh, look, there's a purse. Oh, I just love that little, it's a purse charm. And she's paper clipped it on there. And a dress paper clip on the back. And it says Teasdale Studio Costumes. And then there's a fashion. Oh, Rosemary, this is just to die for. And there's a button on the front, and a little clothespin, a little dressmaker. Let's see what kind of goodies. But you're sure giving me some ideas. Look at this. Button charms. Oh, and a tiny little purse. Adorable. That will probably be going on the outside of the journal, Rosemary. And a button. Looks like a face drawn on it. And look. Look. She's printed scissors on a strip of unpainted canvas and wrapped it around. Oh, Rosemary. Lady, you are so creative. I just totally love it. Totally, totally love it. And then another piece of tissue paper with scissors and thimbles. And I can see this on a journal page. Or maybe when I make my journal, put it on one of the dividers. Ah, just beautiful. Thank you so much, Rosemary. And then I received one from Leisha. And I'm only showing you a part of the front of the envelope because there's an address there and an address here. But this entire front of this envelope has this beautiful Zentangle drawing sketch on there. Just love it. She says she's new at it. Well, she's new. She's got a lot of fun coming because she does beautiful work. This is my first swap, and I had fun putting this together. Feel free to cut the paper doll and her outfit. Never too old to play. Well, I'm not going to cut anything because you did just a beautiful job on this. I wish you guys could feel the texture on these pages. And if this is your first one, well, you've got a lot of fun ahead of you. That's all I can say because you did a wonderful job. I love how this little this little pocket opens up, and she kind of hides behind it. Love it. Thank you so much, Leisha. Now, I want to show you what I'm going to do for mine. I probably will not do a process video on this because, well, just because. I'll probably come back later in another video and do a show and tell. The pages are all 8 by 8, and then we fold them in half like this. So you get a page that looks like this. And then when we get all 5 pages, we put them together in a journal. And that's why it's called Deconstructed Art Journal. I cut a template because what I'm going to use is this. I got this at the thrift store, Gibbs & Girl blouse pattern. Now, I only have one of the front cover. I may, if I can make, I don't know. We'll see. Well, I just have to see how I want to handle that. I also have some other, they're not Gibbs & Girl, but they're other patterns, ladies from the patterns and from the early 1900s. So, love this. I am going to use the pattern in here as the base for my papers. And this is one reason why I'm not doing the process video. This is a huge, huge pattern. And it's brand new. It's never been used. Well, I'm going to cut it up. I'm sorry. I love this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, I've finished my Deconstructed Art Journal pages. All of these I have packaged and ready to go. I just used plain tissue paper because I figure it will probably get kind of ripped in the unwrapping. Piece of cotton material that I have stripped apart and just made a little tie bow, and then I used some sewing measuring tape here to seal it. So there are 5 of us in the group, and then I made a keeper page. The envelopes are ready to go. I stamped them with a dressmaker stamp. These are dress forms, ladies, infants, children's, and young ladies. And then on the front, there's a dress form, and it says The Handmade Boutique. So those are the envelopes. Now, this is the page that I kept for myself, and like I said, each one of these pages looks similar to this, but they all have their differences. So each one is just a little bit different. This is my keeper page. I kind of wore through the fabric here, and I made some mistakes up in here, and a mistake over in here with my stitching. I had to rip it out to get the tag in. So this is kind of my experimental page. But I have this fabric. I only had a half a yard of it, and I had just enough to do 6 pages. I was really happy with that. And it's kind of a sewing theme with the scissors and the thimble and the pattern and the ladies on there. Not all of them have the ladies. Some of them have a costume or another sewing type image on it. The word style I stamped with foam stamps with just plain black craft paint. I was really happy with how those came out. Just the right size. I wanted to keep it on the front black and white. I was really happy with that. Now on the back, I did a little sampler here, and this is green, but on these, they're all white. I wanted to stay with the black and white, but I ran out of white. So you open it up, and what I did is, my sewing machine has been sitting unused for about 2 years, so I finally got my sewing machine out, did zigzag stitching around the edges. The fabric is fused down with fusible interfacing, so it's secure to the page. Fusible interfacing is sort of a really thin, plasticky fabric that you can put between your fabric and another fabric or paper and fuse the two together. As you use your hot iron on it, it won't melt the fusible interfacing and seal it. And I really like how that turned out. It turned out really nice. It did a good job of sealing. But I did do a zigzag stitch around the edge to add some decoration and just to give it a little bit more style. So you open it up, and what you have in here, I'm going to take the contents out. I had exactly enough of these little crocheted corners. Now this has a rose image on it, but I folded the flap back so that it wouldn't interfere with the closing. You can see this one interfered with the closing and kind of roughened up my paper there. It's one of the reasons why I kept it. So I folded it back and stitched a little hanger on there. And on the hanger I have a little dress, a red dress hanging off of it, and then two little blings hanging off of the hanger with a little bow up here. Fancy stitching around the edges. And on this side I have some cutout images of Victorian ladies. These are out of a 1906 page out of a magazine. I got that page at the thrift store and I made color copies of it. Now on the ones I'm sending out, this image, I do not have this strip across there. They're mostly square, which is what I intended them to be. But I ran out of square ones, so I had to cut into my strips for the keeper page. And down here is a little square linen where I painted a scissors and put a little bling on there, put a little print. This is supposed to be a takeoff of, inspired by the pattern itself, and these are the little triangle dots of where, you know, you see those on the patterns. So this is a little pattern image, just a little decoration down there. Now in this, on the inside, on each one of these I have a tag with an image that I got out of a book that I've had around again that I've been using for my altered projects for about 2 years. It's 2 Centuries of Costumes in America, and it came deconstructed. So I've been pulling images out of there, different chapters, hat, bonnet, the history of the writing habit, fashion dolls and fashion plates, armor, arms and uniforms, those type of things. But I was lucky enough to find 5 full pages with images on there that I could collage onto my tags. And then I used a text stamp. I used my gold screen printing ink on the tag, and I used my text stamp to kind of grunge up the tag. And then on the back is that dress form stamp again. The back I did not put as much work in, but it just, I kind of artsied it up. That's what I call it, artsy. It has a little fabric strip. I had just a little bit of remnant left from doing the fabric on the pages that I was able to get enough fabric strips to make little ties for my tags. So the tag fits in here like this. Then I have a die cut. Each one of these have a die cut, a full-length Victorian lady die cut. That'll fit in there. They can either use it on their own collage or leave it in the page, do as they want. And then I have a little tag where I cut some strips out of a piece of linen and just did an embroidery stitch with my machine down that strip, and then I wrapped it around. This is actually the tag this little dress form came on, and I used black gesso on it, and again the little fabric strip that I was able to salvage from a piece left over from doing the front. And I thought, well, that's cute because it matches. So that's the inside. This, of course, is that pattern paper. The back is the pattern paper I believe I showed at the beginning of the video. And some of these, now mine don't, but some of them actually have the folkwear image on there. And I got a little hint of some of the lacy, flowery off of the pattern, but some of the others are really quite nice. So the back, I took a patch of linen fabric I had left over from my needlework. Now mine is green, but all these others are white. I originally wanted the fabric here to be white so it would match the black and white theme of the front of the page and the back, but I ran out of white. So I grabbed a piece of green linen, and then I just did a little sampler of embroidery stitches off of my machine. This is not hand done, this is machine done. But I really like that. It just adds a little style to the page. And then on each page has a little, I have this banding of snaps. This will actually open. I'm not going to open it here, but it's a snap that fit through the hole of this button card, and I attached that to my page. And this is a vintage button card that actually has the buttons on it, and then I put my documentation on there, the group number, the group, the theme, and my name. So not all of these have this button tag on the back. On some of them, I could not find a good place to put them without covering up some image that I thought should be showing. So if you do not see your button tag on the back, it will be on the inside over here. And I think that it fit better over there. So on a lot of our swaps, we expect to see the documentation on the back, but on some of these, it just did not fit well. So it's over here. So I hope that my swap partners enjoy their pages. I had fun making them, and I need to get these off in the mail today. I had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.